Hello everyone, my name is Andi Aizar Farhan from L19 class, and today I'm going to explain my answer from subject testing and system implementation. And so, without further ado, we enter the number one. We have prepared the FMAA, and I use FMAA document by Credivo application. So the system function of feature is I put four category, which is loan payment, charge and bill, and entertainment. In loan payment we have money loan, and then the potential failure is system process, and the potential effect is system can accept the loan application. And then is it critical? Yes, it is critical, and the severity is 2. The potential cause of failure is inefficient applicant data, and priority is number 1. Yeah, so we must fix the problem as soon as possible. And detection method is unified functional testing. Likelihood is 5. It is really rare to happen. And then the risk pre-know is 10. Recommendation: I suggest verification of applicant data is more straightened. And then who and when is by me, and then the reference attached. And then we move to payment. We have QR code and FlexiCard, and QR code is not compatible, lost functionality. It is critical. No, the severity is 5 because it is really not important, and the device is not compatible, and priority is number 4. But detection method is vendor hardware test, so we need to test the hardware or device from the user or vendor, so we can know the problem. And then likelihood is 3. It is really often to happen, but not really often too. So the risk pre-know is 60, and my recommended action is change or upgrade the hardware or device, or we can fix the device or hardware. And who and when is me, and reference, I use the reference from the example from the questions. And then FlexiCard is system process, and system can accept the transaction. It is critical. No. Severity 4, over limit. The potential cause of failure is over limit. Priority is number 3. Vendor and detection method. And for detection method, I use vendor MTBF test. Likelihood is 4, and risk pre-know is 48. And my recommended is change or upgrade the limit of the credit card. So because the FlexiCard is a Credivo, it is a credit card that provide by Credivo, but only for several premium user. And then who and when is me, and the reference attached. And charge and bill, top up, because in Credivo for top up you can only top up pulsa and packet data. So the potential failure mode or quality risk is system process, and the potential effect of failure is system can process the top up. And then is it critical? No. Severity is 5 because it is really not important. So the potential cause is the system or the server currently maintenance, and priority is number 3. Vendor hardware test for detection method, and likelihood is 1 because for a top up problem it is really often to happen. And then my recommended action is perform function test for the problematic features and the example from the questions for the reference. And entertainment or play, we can see plane ticket or travel. The potential is system process, lost functionality. Is it critical? No. Severity is 5. The potential cause of failure is system error or bug. And then priority is number 3 because we know in nowadays, of course, we have some culture when at the end of Ramadan, a lot of Indonesian people go back to their hometown, and they buy a plane ticket by using Credivo. And then detection method is UFT or unified functional testing. Likelihood is 3, and risk pre-know is 27. Perform system test for the problematic feature for the recommended action, and then the reference attached. And then we move to number 2. Number 2 is making a test plan. For the overview we have, so in this report we report all activities of the future testing process, include scope, quality risk, test development, and transition, and then and so on, you can see on the screen. And for bound we have scope, definition and setting. In scope we have flow transaction, applying a payment with FlexiCard and QR code, top up and plain ticket order. Out scope is register, register, login, profiles, and security. Definition, as I said before, FlexiCard is an exclusive card that are only available for several premium user, and it can be used as a normal credit card, but it's only provided by Credivo. And then the QR code is a type of code that's easily read by smartphone, and it is usually used for shortening the time to find some links. So when you scan the QR code, you will directly move to the link attached to the code. And then we have quality risk. For the category I have functionality and compatibility, and server configuration. For functionality is Solaris, and compatibility is Oracle. And then test strategy manual and some exploratory. And then for the proposed schedule of milestone, you can see on the screen, test development and configuration, and so on, the test suite complete and test execution, so on. And then system test exit will be finished at 13 June 2022. Then the transition, we have entry criteria, continuation criteria, and exit criteria. And then the entry criteria we have, we will ask for is it the problem of the feature fixed already, or, and then we move, so after fixed already, is it finished, are you finished all the problem, and then is there any system or device or hardware need to be changed or upgrade. And then continuation criteria, the date that the test will be continued by tester, and then the system and the hardware still compatible during the testing process. The next criteria, the test is finished and the result will already reported or will be reported to the test development. Test development, we have before testing, which is test plan document, test case, and test procedure. And during testing phase, we have problem report and tools, of course. The tools that we use in finding all of this. And then after testing cycles are over, we have test report and bug report. And the last one, test configuration and environment. For the testing tool, we use unified functional testing, as you can see in the number 1 before, and then we use vendor hardware test and vendor MTBF test. Testing environment, hardware we use for computer, minimum Intel Core i5 or above, or you can also use AMD Ryzen 7 processor or above. And then the screen, minimum requirement ideally 1920 times 1080, and then 8 GB of RAM, and SSD would be better than HDD because SSD will be more faster than HDD for processing. And then for Android 9 or above, iOS 10 or above, and the minimum memory is 6 GB of RAM. For software, we use Credivo application, of course, and Microsoft Office, especially Microsoft Word. And then number 3, we make a test case of Credivo. And then test case name, open pinjam tunai Credivest in Credivo application, and test ID 001, priority number 1, hardware requirement. We use phone because Credivo application only can be used in mobile phone. It cannot be used in website or browser. And then so on. Register, you can see it, that's the step by step already attached in the screen. And then for pinjam tunai already attached to the screen, but when user click ambil pinjam tunai, the system is error. And then we move to number 4, we make a bug report BG number 001, and project name Credivo, tester by me, and date 1 1st May 2022. Then the summary, the users already try to click ambil pinjaman but always error, and step by step to reproduce it already attached, and it is already reproduced 3 out of 3 times. And isolation, this bug appears when the server is overloaded, or the bug comes out when the user data is inefficient. And then the second bug report is top up error. You can see the step by step to reproduce, and then this bug appears for the isolation. This bug appears when the server is overloaded, and you can see all of my reference is attached on the Word file. I use PPT from Binusbaya, of course, and Creative application, and then all of the link from all of my reference link that I get my answer, so you can see it on the file. That's all from me. Thank you for listening my explanation. Goodbye and stay healthy.